Kia ora koutou. I'm Hayley Gassmeyer, and this is Wham Wairarapa. What's happening around my Wairarapa? Now, actually, I'm not well. I'm sick in bed, and I decided that I would astral plane to the studio to present my program, and that can cause illogicalities, some wrinkles in the space-time continuum, so I hope this is turning out all right. Yeah, because in the past, whenever I've astral planed, I've just done it around the house. You know, I might be lying in bed and I need to see if I've remembered to turn the outside light off. So I'll astral plane to the front door, just check it. Yeah, looks okay. Back to bed again. But all the way from Martinborough to Masterton could cause all sorts of problems. So if my voice is sounding a little unusual, like not the way it normally is, that would explain it. And those of you who are watching on the telly, you might go, "You've changed, Hayley." Well, as I say, it's just weird stuff happens when you astral plane over large distances. So that's the rationale. Now, the other thing is that, of course, I couldn't bring my What's On list of events with me physically because, you know, you can't take physical stuff with you when you're astral planing. So I might try to access it by telepathy. And again, that could cause problems too. So I hope it's, I hope it's not going to be too problematic for you. So let's start off with a nice, easy morning song that requires, you know, just your basic pop. It's Glass Onion.
I told you about strawberry fields. You know the place where nothing is real. Well, here's another place you can go, where everything flows. Look into the bed-back tulips to see how the other half lives. Look into a glass onion. I told you about the walrus and me, man. You know that we're as close as can be, man. Well, here's another clue for you all. The walrus was Paul, standing on the cast iron shore, yeah. Lady Madonna trying to make ends meet, yeah. Look into a glass onion. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look into a glass onion. I told you about the fool on the hill. I tell you, man, he's living there still. Well, here's another place you can be. Listen to me. Fixing a hole in the ocean. Trying to make a dovetail joint, yeah. Looking through a glass onion.
So that's the Beatles with Glass Onion. That's off the Double White album, which has been recently remastered by Giles Martin, George Martin's son. You know, George Martin was the Beatles' producer. He died, so he wasn't able to remaster it, but his son did. And I always worry when people talk about remastering things because, you know, we love it the way it was. But I like their rationale. What they've said is we're not messing with it. We're not going to change how they composed it and how they recorded it. We're not going to go for different takes. What we're going to do is just use modern technology. You know that word, technology? Well, that's what happens when you astral plane. Sometimes your words come out weird. Technology to clean it up a bit. Because back in the day when the Beatles were doing things like that, they had a 4-track tape machine. And if they had more than 4 parts, they had to bounce, which means you take those 4 tracks and you mix them down to, say, 2 tracks, and then you put 2 more things on the other tracks. And every time you do that, you're getting a little bit of extra tape hiss, because tape has got that surface noise on it. So what they're doing with this is really just cleaning it up. And they're also adding a couple of discs of, outtakes, or the recording process, just a bit of fun, really. But it'll be interesting to hear. Anyway, as I said, I'm Haley Gassmeyer. I'm not well today, so I've had to astral plane into the studio. And this is Wham Wairarapa, what's happening around my Wairarapa. As you know, with astral planing, you cannot take physical objects with you, and I had all of my what's on in the Wairarapa stuff on my laptop. Can't bring that. So I'm going to attempt to contact it via telepathy. Password. Hang on. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, phew, it's a good thing the lid was up and it was open. I did that before I astral planed because, that way I knew that there was a possibility that this might work. In fact, I'm lying in bed at the moment, making sure all that stuff's happening. All right, scrolling down. Oh, here's the first event. I'll just telepathize that to you. Yeah? Yeah, so that'll be good, won't it? All right, let's have a bit more Beatles. We'll have Happiness is a Warm Gun. Now, in case you think that's John Lennon being a bit sort of gung-ho about guns, it's quite the opposite. He got it from a catalogue, an American catalogue, for selling guns. That's what they like over there. They think that it's a fabulous thing that people should have weaponry about their persons, and this was a catalogue and it was saying happiness is a warm gun. You've got to be mad. But he turned a wonderful song out of those words. So off you go for it, Beatles.
I told you about strawberry fields, the place where nothing is real. Well, here's another place you can go, where everything flows.
I know, spot the deliberate mistake. No, it wasn't deliberate. It's just what happens when you're astral planing. That was a repeat of the track we'd already had, wasn't it? You don't want that. You want Happiness is a Warm Gun. Well, here it is.
She's not a girl who misses much. Oh, yeah. She's well acquainted with the touch of the velvet hand, like a lizard on a window pane. The man in the crowd with the multicolored mirrors on his hobnail boots, lying with his eyes while his hands are busy working overtime. A soap impression of his wife, which he ate and donated to the National Trust. I need a fix, 'cause I'm going down to the bits that I left uptown. I need a fix, 'cause I'm going down. Mother Superior jumped the gun. 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 Happiness is a warm gun. Happiness is a warm gun, mama. When I hold you in my arms and I feel my finger on your trigger, I know nobody can do me no harm, because
The Beatles with Happiness is a Warm Gun. Good to be back. I'm Haley Gassmeyer on what's happening in my Wairarapa. No, it's what's happening around my Wairarapa. Otherwise it would be WIM, wouldn't it? WIM Wairarapa instead of WHAM Wairarapa. All right. You tend to forget things when you're astral planing. It's a very strange experience. I'm lying in bed, not feeling the best, back home in Martinborough, and I've had to astral plane my way to the studio in order to present this program to you. And it's a weird thing. It happens very quickly, but you can still see the countryside sort of scrolling by underneath you, and the whole thing is such a disorienting experience that you can forget things, you can get your words muddled up, and all sorts of things can go wrong. So that's my excuse. Anyway, as I say, I've got my laptop open here on my bed, and I'm just going to scroll down and have a look at what else is happening in my Wairarapa, and then I'll telepathize that to my astral body here at the Arrow FM studios. So just connecting. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, that's a good one. Yes, I'll communicate that now to the listeners. Here we go, telepathizing the next event for you. What do you reckon? All right. I tell you what, it's exhausting doing this. I'm going to have to play another Beatles number and just, because this is the way I feel. This is I'm So Tired.
I'm so tired, I haven't slept a wink. I'm so tired, my mind is on the blink. I wonder, should I get up and fix myself a drink? No, 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 I'm so tired, I don't know what to do. I'm so tired, my mind is set on you. I wonder, should I call you? But I know what you would do. You'd say, putting you on, but it's no joke. It's doing me harm, I can't sleep. I can't stop my brain, it's 3 weeks. I'm going insane, I give you everything I've got for a little peace of mind. I'm so tired, I'm feeling so upset. Although I'm so tired, I'll have another cigarette and curse Sir Walter Raleigh. He was such a stupid get. You'd say, putting you on, but it's no joke. It's doing me harm, I can't sleep. I can't stop my brain, 3 weeks. I'm going insane, I give you everything I've got for a little peace of mind. I give you everything I've got for a little peace of mind. I give you everything I've got for a little peace of mind. So
here I am back again. It's Haley Gassmeyer and what's happening around my Wairarapa. That song there, I'm friends with Michael Wilson, the station manager, and he tells me that his mum took an exception to that song because John Lennon used the word git. He was such a stupid git. Grow up, Michael's mum. It's not that strong a swear word, is it? Anyway, times have changed, I guess. That was when he was growing up way back in the 1800s. So, Anyway, what has been happening in my Wairarapa? A lot of rain. Michael tells me I can't see because I'm stuck in the studio. I astral planed directly into the studio, so I haven't seen the offices yet, but Michael tells me that there's been major leakage. Yep, the rain has got in a really bad way, and it's completely soddened up a couple of our walls. when I say I mean Arrow FM's walls, and it's a bit of a mess out there. So there's a lot of cleaning up to do, and the builders have to come in. It seems that the guttering was a bit clogged up. Anyway, they'll get onto that. Michael will do that later. So I hope you're coping with what astral planing has done to the sound of my voice and the look of my body, because this is not the Haley Gassmeyer you're used to seeing and hearing, but I can reassure you that it is me. I'm sitting in my bed at home, not feeling the best, and I had to astral plane all the way from Martinborough to the station. That only took like 1.5 seconds, but it still messes with your head, and I'm in a pretty weird state as a result. I'm just going to scroll down my computer again, back in Martinborough, and see what else is happening this weekend, and indeed over the rest of the week. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting one. All right. Okay, I'll just telepathize that to the listeners and the viewers. Yeah, I hope that was all right for you. So you might like to go to that because it sounds really good. I think, as I say, every time I do one of these, I get really tired. So we might have another Beatles number. This song changed its name. It was initially called Maharishi. Because you remember the Beatles and Mia Farrow and all sorts of people went to Rishikesh in India because George had introduced them to Eastern mysticism, and the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi was holding court there. And I think the lads, after a while, began to think, don't know about this. They weren't against what he was teaching, but they just wondered if he was perhaps taking people for a ride. Ringo had had enough quite soon, and he went back to England. The others stuck with it and learned a lot. It was good stuff, and the music really influenced pop music forever, really, as did many of the thoughts. John went on to write that song Tomorrow Never Knows, which was based on the Tibetan Book of the Dead. But he did think that the Maharishi was himself, maybe in it for the dough. I don't know. And he wrote the song Maharishi, what have you done? You made a fool of everyone. And then realised, I think it might be better with slightly different lyrics. We'll go with Sexy Sadie. That was a bit virtual, wasn't it? That was because it was on the wrong CD player. All right, I'm going to do that again, but get it right. I'm sorry, it's the astral planing. It's messing up my motor coordination and everything. This is Sexy Sadie.
Sexy Sadie, what have you done? You made a fool of everyone. You made a fool of everyone. Sexy Sadie, oh, what have you done? Sexy Sadie, you broke the rules. You laid it down for all to see. You laid it down for all to see. Sexy Sadie, oh, you broke the rules one sunny day. The world was waiting for the lover. She came along to turn on everyone. Sexy Sadie, the greatest of them all. Sexy Sadie, how did you know the world was waiting just for you? The world was waiting just for you. Sexy Sadie, oh, how did you know? Sexy Sadie, you'll get yours yet. Mercedes, she's the latest and the greatest of them all.
Hello everybody, welcome back, and it's me again, Haley Gassmeyer, with what's happening around my Wairarapa. Now, while that song was playing, I thought I'd be efficient and get ahead, so I've been scrolling down my laptop back at home in Martinborough and sussing out a few other things that are happening so that I can communicate those to you. I do have to communicate them by telepathy because this is just my astral body, and the stuff is coming to me via telepathy from my laptop back in Martinborough and then back out to you. And I realise that for those of you who are not strong telepathically, you might get these kind of silences and wonder what's happening. So what I'm doing is I'm using modern compression techniques to telepathize the ideas and the events down to a very, very short period, so that when I telepathize them, those of you who can receive them will get about 8 events all at once in a couple of seconds. So I'm going to send you the next couple of events now. Oh, hang on. Just got to receive them first. Whew. It's a bit much. They came at me in a rush. All right, and here I'm communicating 8 events to you now. Oh, okay. Phew. All right. I think I'd better play another track. This track, during the recording of the White Album, you know, Paul was the guy in the Beatles who had a good work ethic, and sometimes, you know, John would hang around at home and not turn up, and sometimes he wasn't well, and I think on this occasion he wasn't well, and Paul had written a song called Why Don't We Do It in the Road, and he thought, oh, well, I'm not going to mess around waiting for John. I'll record it. Me and Ringo will go into another studio and we'll just knock it off now ourselves. So that's what they did. And when John came back, he was really miffed, because he said it's the sort of song that he would be involved in. It was his kind of song, and he felt like Paul had kind of cheated him of the experience. And, you know, that kind of lingered with him a long while. And you recall that it's around about this time that they start having arguments and the beginnings of the breakup. So although a lot of people blame it on Yoko Ono's presence, and that probably had a huge amount to do with it, also not being around for the recording of Why Don't We Do It in the Road really got up John's nose.
Why don't we do it in the road? Why don't we do it in the road? Why don't we do it in the road? Why don't we do it in the road?
Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr with Why Don't We Do It in the Road. No John Lennon there, which seemed to annoy the hell out of him. I'm Haley Gassmeyer, and this is What's Happening Around My Wairarapa. I'm nearing the end of my program because I was able to communicate quite a lot of events to you all in one rush just a moment ago, and I think I should really do that for the rest of them. So I'm about to receive 14 separate events via telepathic, why do I say telepathic? Telepathic communication from my bed in Martinborough. Just receiving them now. Okay. All right. As I say, they came from my computer back in Martinborough, all to me, all at once, and I'm going to communicate those to you now. So here you go. Sure. All right. Well, it's been an unusual kind of morning, but you get that. I'm just going to say good night now. I know it's daytime, but I'm sick of my bed in Martinborough, and I'm just going to treat it like the night time. So here's the Beatles saying good night. Oh, hang on. I forgot to put my microphone on. Here it is. I was just saying that's it from me, really. But before I go, I've got to get my astral body now, my astral self, back to my bed in Martinborough. Otherwise, I won't be able to sleep properly. But in the meantime, while that song was playing, I did receive a cancellation. So if I can communicate that telepathically to you. All right. Okay. Well, I was going to say it's been real, but it hasn't been, has it? It's been a little bit strange. Goodbye.